So you have to build like a soft brand around something which is kind of understandable, something that you can get on board with, like a familiar word or something like that, or something that sounds quite catchy. And then you can build and go from there. And I think in terms of marketing, get it in the supermarkets. Get it on offer the whole time. Get people talking about it. Massive marketing campaign. Just look at Prosecco. No one knew what Prosecco was. And Prosecco is entirely marketed. It's nothing more. It's just the way it's been presented to people. And it works.
Yeah.
It really, really works. So
and it's available everywhere.
Yeah, and there's been huge success on the back of that. And the same thing, like when I was at Majestic, there was a wine called Porta 6, which you probably have there as well. It's a Portuguese red.
Yeah.
Now, Porta 6 had a picture of Lisbon on the front, a little painting of Lisbon with a tram going down the street, and the word Porta 6, that was it. Nothing more. Now that sold really well because it wasn't difficult, because it had a nice picture. It was warm, it was inviting, you didn't have to think about it, you just saw a pretty label and you took it. So at the bottom level of the industry, what you need to do is get people picking up that bottle. That's your main goal, is someone takes that bottle, takes it home, they think this is great, they tell their mates, and that's how you start. And then you start with more premium versions and you start expanding and going from there.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, that making it approachable. But I think the challenge here is a bit more difficult with this idea. So you said this Porta 6 and huge marketing being available in the supermarkets everywhere. The problem in the Hungarian wine industry, I think our second biggest challenge is that the vineyard area is quite small compared to other wine countries. So we cannot produce huge quantities. So I think this road of being like so present everywhere is more difficult. So I think I'm not trying to be elitist, but I think that the way should be for Hungary targeting more premium. I'm not saying that legendary wines, but a more premium market, because with lower level good quality but cheap wines everywhere in the supermarkets, it's probably impossible to be, because supermarkets are not talking with you if you are not sending like thousands and hundreds of thousands of cases. So but I think more
like places like Majestic, like a really focused retailer, which is just that's a better place for it, because that's where the trend starts. But the problem with focusing on premium, it's very difficult to convince someone to spend £15 on a Hungarian wine when they could buy a £15 Saint Joseph and they know exactly what they're going to get. It's hard to recommend something. I mean, I would always buy it because I love exploring. It's super interesting to me to try brand new things, to educate myself about what wines are out there. But to a lot of people, they want comfort. They want something they understand, and that's the problem. So the biggest challenge is going to be getting it to a level where people feel comfortable going to a supermarket and picking it up. And that is a challenge that everyone faces. And it's a challenge that, you could, for example, get £15 wines onto shelves somewhere. But my opinion is that they would struggle to sell. And it's the same that we've seen recently with, so when I was at Majestic, we had Moldovan, we had Romanian, we had even Austrian, German. It was hard to sell them because they weren't known to people. People were still learning about these things. And so without like that base of knowledge, how do you, I could sell a bottle to someone, a bottle. Yeah. But it's unlikely that they'll take the step again. Because even if they love it, they still like going back to what they know. And I think that's the main thing here, is that how do you create that understanding and that like safety pillow, safety cushion? Yeah. That they know that it's nice and it's warm and they can trust it. That's what needs to be developed. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's the way. I do agree, because right now, other than the Tokaj name, the brand for the appellation, as you mentioned, other appellations are not very well known internationally. But another interesting thing, that we don't really have like a huge meaningful name, a winery, a brand. Even for Tokaj, people only know the appellation, but I mean, Royal Tokaj is maybe people know it, but I'm not sure that people really know it about the winery. No one knows the winery, really. Just Tokaj, and that's it. We sell a lot of Monimpex, which is like from the 70s, the 60s. We have a lot of that. which I think probably was state controlled, I think, back then. Yeah, apart from that, the only one I can think of is Salska that I know of, but apart from that, I don't know many. Too long ago that I was there. You know, and if even I don't know it, then, you know, no one knows.
We have a problem.
Yeah.
I think that we have to work on the brand images and telling the stories, because there are stories and we have things to show, but maybe in the department of talking about it, we have to work more on that. Thanks for watching this video. You can watch the full podcast episode by clicking here, or watch another interesting video by clicking here. Let's continue the discussion in the comment section and see you in the next one.